Welcome. It's Michael Murray here at the Future of Digital Assets event in New York City. Jamie Finn from Securitize joining us next. Jamie, great to have you at the event. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Just really enjoying the event. It's a fantastic venue. Convene's amazing.
Fantastic. It's great to have you here. Kick us off really briefly for anybody who's not familiar with Securitize and what you guys do.
Yeah, so at Securitize, essentially what we're doing is tokenizing real-world assets and bringing all of this, like trillions of dollars of products onto the blockchain so that folks can invest in it. And it's really focused on actual assets and not so much currencies, which is a big differentiator in our business.
Absolutely. So that's a really interesting differentiation that I want to dive into because, of course, the future of digital assets here is the focus of the entire conference. And when you talk about, tokenizing real, tangible assets that have value underneath, what's the biggest difference for anybody who may not be educated about tokenizing a physical asset with real value versus a digital currency like Bitcoin or Ethereum or one of the coins?
Yeah, I mean, digital assets have tangible, easy to measure values. And so you can look at something and say, this building's worth so much money because that's what somebody would pay for it.
Sure.
Whereas, Bitcoin and Ethereum are speculative, right?
Right.
So they basically go up and down based on speculation. So the difference really is that a real asset is a real asset, and then tokenizing it basically makes it so it's more available to more folks.
Absolutely. So what happens to the underlying value of the asset when you now have a secondary market built on top of it with a digital currency or a digital coin? Where is there anything that actually affects the tangible value of the asset because there's now a next market on top of that?
Well, I mean, it's little known, but almost every asset in the world has a market, right? So people buy and sell these things all the time. It could be a building, it could be, a company, it could be anything, right? These things get bought and sold. It's just there's not a lot of transparency in it.
Sure.
So, what we normally see is by making the asset available, more folks will come in, they'll buy it, it'll drive up the value of the asset as it kind of provides a better return.
Sure, that makes sense. So for you guys specifically at Securitize, I want to get your perspective on the industry at large when it comes to cryptocurrency and digital assets. The last couple of years have had more than enough volatility for everybody to swallow.
Yes.
What's your view on the industry as we sit right now in November of 23 and the next year ahead in 2024? What are you expecting to see in the landscape as a whole?
Well, I have to say, when there's a kind of a cold crypto market and everything's bad, the space we're in with real-world assets tends to explode. And so for us, it's been one of the most important years of our business. So the end of last year, we announced a partnership with KKR, and we brought a KKR fund on to the blockchain for the first time ever. This is a top asset manager doing it.
Yeah.
So a few months later, we started our partnership with Hamilton Lane and have been scaling that really well. And so the partnerships with these large asset managers have been transformative to us and the industry.
Yeah.
I think we really led the way there through those relationships. And I think in 2024, you're going to see that explode because digital is a fundamentally better format than a piece of paper. Because we have to remember, we're competing with a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So for people that want to work with Securitize, what does the relationship look like? Is it clients buying into the assets that you're tokenizing? Are you just the platform providing the investments? What does that relationship with the larger marketplace look like?
Sure. Actually, we are pretty much a full-service platform, right? So we're heavily regulated here in the U.S. and also in Europe. We're a broker-dealer here, so able to sell and buy and trade securities on our ATS. We're also a transfer agent, so we keep track of who owns what. We do that for both public and private firms. We have thousands of customers that use us. And so, to work with us, essentially there's a number of different ways. We can help you essentially tokenize the asset. We can provide advisory services in setting up the fund. We've done feeder funds for different asset managers. There's a ton of expertise that we have. And so a really good partner if you want to know what you can actually do and you want to actually execute it. Because that's really where we differentiate from everybody in the space, is we always deliver.
Understood. So for 2024, plans for Securitize specifically, new assets you're going to tokenize, new plans for the platform, new markets, what does that look like for you?
I mean, for us, it's really about the continuing digitization of the asset managers and really bringing these huge asset managers online.
Yeah.
There's so many of them out there. There's trillions of dollars. And so it's going to keep us pretty busy in 2024.
I can definitely imagine. Jamie Finn from Securitize, can't tell you how much we appreciate you making the trip up for the conference. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.